What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, brought to you by the Russell Street Report. And before we jump into today's video, I want to thank our sponsors, DNL Tinting, window tinting in the Baltimore metro area in White Marsh and Parkville for all of your window tinting, paint protection, vinyl graphics, 3M headlight restoration, and car detailing needs. Check out dltinting.com. Thank you to them for sponsoring this video. And today we are going to be diving into the Baltimore Ravens Redzone Woes. I know it's Victory Monday. Usually we're coming in here positive. It's not that we're coming in negative. We're coming in critical. Let's say that. If you guys are looking forward to another week of film breakdowns, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think the issues in the red zone are. Is it the O-line? Is it the play calling? We're going to kind of get into what I see, but I'm really curious to hear from you guys. So drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. So obviously, huge topic. I highlighted it last night on Twitter. What has changed the most about the Ravens offense? Weeks 1 to 4, 12 for 15 in the red zone with touchdowns. I should say red zone touchdown to success. So they converted 15 trips in 4 weeks to 12 touchdowns, 80%. Definitely unsustainable. I don't expect them to be at 80% through the entire season, but over the last 2 weeks, they are 2 for 9 for just 22%. Piece of context here that I think is important. 2 of those trips, one is the field goal that was taken after yesterday when the returner fumbled. There was 1 second left, so the Ravens kicked a field goal, so that does count as an unsuccessful red zone trip. Piece of context that I think is important, and there was also, they had just on third down crossed into the red zone, and Mark Andrews had his sneak yesterday. So those 2 are in there. Though it kind of inflates the numbers. Mark Andrews was still unsuccessful, and they didn't convert there. They had to kick a field goal. So it does still matter, but, obviously 1 second left, they kicked the field goal. Just context for you guys. I think is always important. So before we get into it, I wanted to go back to the Browns game really quick because there was a key piece. They were so successful in the red zone against the Browns. They were 4 for 4. And let's watch the defense here. We already broke this play down, so I won't spend a tremendous amount of time. Lamar Jackson from, we're 10 yards out here, goes in untouched. And look at the impact in a quarterback designed option concept. So this is your counter bash play. So you got your outside zone fake route going to the right with Zay Flowers from the slot. You got down blocks going here from your offensive line, and then you got your 2 pullers, which are going to act as your lead blockers for Lamar Jackson. So as he runs that, obviously you see the defense completely flow. Mostly Taki here got way too inside to the point where his linebacker actually ends up running him over. But you also have all these guys flowing, using Lamar Jackson essentially as a 12th man. You're getting the whole defense flowing to Zay Flowers, and then he's able to come back and basically just walk in. Again, obviously, you can see, watch these 2 interact here. This is really what did it in for the Ravens. Right there, boom, he pushed him over. McCary hits the seal. But even down here on this play, so you're going to get, this is called read lead. So you're going to get, it's essentially a zone, it's run as if it's zone blocking. So the option is to hand here, and if it's not handed, Gus turns and becomes a lead blocker. But watch the defense here. You're going to get your seal blocks here from the receivers, but watch these guys all kind of dart inside. So again, you're using Lamar to turn him into 11th man. He becomes another man you need to read. They absolutely eat this up if it's just inside zone, right? But because you have that option, now you're doing something creative. You sucked in the entire defense. You get a really nice seal block here. On the come down, and then boom, touchdown. So it's not so much about, I think that the important thing I want you guys to see there, because as the red zone shrinks what you can do vertically, obviously they now have the end zone back line acting as almost a 12th defender for them. That helps them spread more horizontally. So I think one of the most effective things you can do is to use Lamar Jackson, use those option concepts, and basically make them play 11 on 11. Don't take Lamar out of the scenario by not using options. making the defense read him. And so that's one of the problems we're going to talk about that the Ravens had yesterday. Lack of QB design runs. Actually, when they use QB design runs, and that's the key, they actually had some successful runs. So we're going to start here with the first play. I use this angle so you guys can see. They motion Andrews down, and then they're going to use a play that Munkin loves. I saw it a ton in his Georgia film. It's just going to be basically a toss play. We're going to get some down blocks here. Andrews is going to crack down on the end. Duve's got to reach the linebacker, and then you're going to get a puller out here in space. So as they do that, not perfect because Duve misses his block. Ronnie makes a nice block out in space, but they still go for 5 yards. So not necessarily a bad concept by any means. It's just one of those execution things. If Duve is able to seal a little bit better here, take number 2 out of the equation, and then also Andrews needs to hit his a little bit better because now you're forcing Ricard to make a play he makes a play on number 2 rather than if he's sealed, Ricard can make a play, and then you got Gus with 1 to beat going outside. But unfortunately, they create numbers there. 2 actually ends up making the tackle, so you got to make those blocks. And then what you get here is a counter play. So this isn't the counter bash because the running back's running the counter, so you're going to see a little jab step here. I'll play it, and then I'll come back and draw it up for you guys and show you. So you can see everyone was freaking out about Ronnie Stanley on this play, saying he got blown up, but I'm going to show you guys why you're wrong. So you're going to get the counter step here, and then the defensive front determines who pulls, and it's usually on the backside of where you're running to. It depends on where these defensive linemen are because you got to get down blocks to take them out. So you'll see Linderbaum pull. Kevin Zeitler is your down block on this guy. Then you get pulls from all 3 offensive linemen, and that's just not good. You see all 3 go to pull. Now, this is on Simpson, in my opinion, because Ronnie isn't going to down block on him. Down blocking would go away from the play. So John Simpson would down block. You'd get Linderbaum and Ronnie pulling. All 3 pull. You see Simpson have the oh shit moment and turn back. So it is on Simpson. And then Ronnie ends up looking like he runs into Hill, but it's just because Simpson didn't do his job. Ronnie should be pulling, and Linderbaum would be the first kick-out man, and then Ronnie's the lead blocker up through the gap. And you can see here it actually would have set up not too bad because Linderbaum's going to come down on this end that Moses is passing off as he goes level 2. And then Stanley, if he's not interrupted there, is pulling for this linebacker. Hill might have a little bit to get here. So it comes down to execution. That was second down, 2nd and 5. And then they had the unsuccessful pass to Odell Beckham Jr. So that led to a field goal. Now we get into another drive a little bit later, and we're going to see pretty much a little bit of the same. This is when it's now 6-3, I believe. No, sorry, it's 9-3. No, it's 6-3. This series makes it 9-3. Sorry. And we're going to get one of the more frustrating series from the Ravens on this. So what are we going to start with here? The quarterback option. And look how much more successful it is. So Lamar starts that by going for, I believe that's for 7 yards on 2nd and 6, first down. So watch how much the defense gets sucked inside. And this is why Lamar kept it, because he's the read man. This is actually the veer concept. You saw Ricard leave him as he veered into the second level. Read man comes inside, Lamar keeps, but the defense completely sucked inside. So you see right there, both linebackers inside. Ricard's able to get there, create space. Looks like Duve missed a block there. That's okay, though. But then so now you're at 1st and goal on the 6, and they basically just run 2 straight plays of Gus Edwards up the middle on power concepts. And they're using, Jonas Schaefer had a funny tweet about the Ricard sniffer. So he'll run this basically motion play and then up the gap where the ball's going, and it just did not work yesterday. So here we're going to get it. You're going to get the puller. This is just basic power. You got your down blocks here. You got your backside player pulling. There's no read on this. It's just because if this was a read, Lamar's probably keeping this, but you can see, look how much the defense flows, right? So if there is a keep option, Lamar's probably keeping that, and he's going to have a little bit more space, but he's going to hand that off. It's just power. They're not going to get enough push. Gus gets a few yards there. They basically run. There's the sniffer. And this is a zone play, but it's essentially a similar thing where they're just trying to play power football, right? And so the guy that gets blown up here, Jeffrey Simmons, blows up John Simpson. But this is just inside zone with a sniffer coming up. See, they double here. Ricard's going to lead block here. Simpson's helmet needs to be on this side. It looks like Stanley actually missed too. So Simmons comes in late, but I'm wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Simpson had a nice finish there. It's Stanley that gets beat out here. My bad. Apologies, John Simpson. So Stanley's not going to get to this side on the leverage point as he comes up the middle. And then they're tackled. So that sets up 3rd and goal on the 1. One of the more frustrating plays I've seen. Empty backfield. Again, this is the perfect time to use a read, something like that. Basically make the defense hesitate by reading, but they just have Lamar. And what are they going to do? Oh, there goes Ricard on another sniffer. And it's just going to be power again. You're going to get down blocks from the line. You got 2 pullers. And they're just not able to get it done. Not enough room. I know I saw some people talking about how Lamar should have cut it inside here. I mean, they're stacked up here. I don't know if Lamar's sneaking through there, even with the Houdini magic he has. Basically what Munkin's asking him to do here is just play power football. And it's kind of what Roman used to ask them to do when they'd run QB power on 4th down, for example. But it just doesn't work. And, I mean, part of the problem is the defensive line doesn't have to – they're going to just penetrate. They don't have to read anything, right? It's just quarterback power, nothing to read. So really not a big fan of that. Didn't like it at all. Now we get back to using a read concept, one that's super interesting, actually. It's actually going to be, you hear RPO a lot, but here's a PRO, a pass read option. So you're going to get Andrews motioning out here, and the pass option is going to be the screen play here. So you'll see Andrews motion, and then there's your pass option. He keeps it, moves up. So he's reading, essentially what he's reading is this guy. If he stays back a little bit, he's probably throwing this to Zay, and then you got numbers out this way. I like how Lamar ate it. I don't think Aguilar had his block very good. I'm assuming Lamar saw the aggressiveness, and that's what made him keep it. But it's just basically a PRO using Gus as a lead blocker. Gus goes up, makes a nice play. Lamar gets up inside the 5. Really nice play. No issues with that at all. They're inside the 5 now, and then we kind of get back to a little bit of the same. There goes the sniffer, Gus Edwards, and the Ravens aren't able to make the blocks that they need. It's Ronnie that gets blown up here. See 95 just working him upfield. And then that, basically when he loses his anchor and gets pushed back, Zeitler can't pull the kick out. See how he's stuck there? He's stuck there because he's running into Ronnie's ass because Ronnie got owned. So again, another similar concept. There's nothing to read, though it did suck 58 in. Fair enough. 58 played him. But you're essentially telling where you're going by motioning him here. So they're just gonna go pedal down up the field. So Gus fights for some extra yards there. I believe he gets 2 out of it. And then on the very next play, this is gonna be a pass concept, and I try not to be too picky on pass plays, but I don't like, first thing they do is they motion Zay out right there. And then that just basically takes Zay out of the play. I mean, he's already scored a touchdown for you. Well, or has he scored the touchdown yet? He might not have. Yeah, he did. We're going to take a look at that play here in a minute. But take him out of the play. You're basically, I think, trying to hit this crossing route. Bateman runs like basically a end zone fade, creates a little bit of space there, but no one's open. It's just not very creative. You're going to basically get Andrews going in here and just kind of posting up. You get the crossing route, and then Zay out there, and then the fade. Those are your options on this pass play. So you can see Lamar, he's looking here or here, but they got Andrews doubled up. Titans just dot the line dot the sticks basically at the end zone line. Lamar scrambles, gets to the 1, they kick another field goal. I didn't throw the touchdown in this one just because It was essentially a pass play. Lamar scrambled. Zay Flowers got open. They scored. But I think you guys can see some of the problems. Obviously, a lot of what we looked at right here is offensive line execution issues. Guys not getting pushed. But I think you can see pretty clearly there is a benefit of making the defense read Lamar Jackson. So that's what I'd like to see Todd Monken make as an adjustment. That's really what I wanted to focus on for you guys. If you guys like this content, hit that like button, hit subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let me know, what do you guys think? Did I miss something? Other than, my erroneous comment about John Simpson, my apologies. So, let me know what you guys think. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.